Hey guys, sorry, I didn't realize I got cut off. So range is bottom to top and it's always your Y values. So if you don't remember that, write that down. So the bottom of my graph is my vertex, X, Y, but range is the Y. So I need 9. So 9 goes first, and then there is no top, so it's 9 to infinity. And 9 has to have a bracket on it because it's on the graph. Okay, the next thing I started to do was my interval of increase decrease. So I had used my pink pen and I redrew my asymptote and, my axis of symmetry, and I labeled it x equals -1 because I need this. The next thing I knew was the left side and the right side of my x-axis. The left side's always negative infinity and the right side's always infinity. So go ahead and label those. After I labeled my infinities and my axis of symmetry, I went ahead and was like, okay, if I was a person walking on my graph, remember you can only walk to the right, this side would be decreasing and the right side would be increasing. Once you have all of that labeled, I can then go ahead and figure out my increase and decrease. So my interval of increase is my right side, which means my infinity has to be on the right. Infinity is on the right, and the left side, where does it stop? Where's my right side stop being the right side? The axis of symmetry, so -1. My interval of decrease is my left side, which means the left side of it has to be negative infinity. And where does it stop being the left side? Well, at the cutoff is -1. Okay, and make sure for increase, decrease, everything gets parentheses because you can't be increasing and decreasing at the same time. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do is my average rate of change. That's what AROC stands for, average rate of change. It's basically slope. So remember, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And what I give you here are the x values. So you already have the x values, but you need to go ahead and find the y values. Well, I have them already. They're up here in my table. Hey, look, I chose good points. So -4 was 0, and I need -2. Negative, I don't break a pencil. -2 is -8. Okay, so this is going to be x1, y1, and x2, y2. Okay, so when I plug this in, -8 minus 0, -8 minus 0, I'm going that way, -2 minus a -4. Remember, the equation always has a negative in it, so it's minus and then your -4x. So this is going to be a -8 over, that adds 4 plus -2 is a 2, so -4. Okay, you can also check on the graph if you wanted to, since we're drawing these. -4, 0 is here, and -2, -8 is here. So I could draw my triangle, and I had to go 2 over and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 down. Okay, so remember, it's rise over run. It's rise over run, so that's 8 over 2 is 4, but I had to go down, so that's a -4, just like we have. Down, next page. All right, on 32, again, it says factor, and look, we even gave you a hint this time, -1 first. Remember, that's called the GCF. So -1 x squared minus 2x minus 3. Then I need to factor this guy. Well, there's only one set of numbers that makes 3 and 1. So it has to be a -2, which means out of the 3 and the 1, the bigger one has to be negative, which means 1 has to be positive. Okay, just like before, I'm going to go ahead and find my x-intercepts by solving. So it's going to be the opposite. So x equals 3 and -1. Remember, you can also see it as a point. So this would be 3, 0, and -1, 0. Okay. I know my domain already. Your domain is always -infinity to infinity. I don't really know anything else yet. I do, however, know, will this be a max or a min? Is this facing up or facing down? This right here is facing down, so I automatically know it should be a max. Okay, let's go ahead and plot my x-intercepts. 1, 2, 3, -1. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 hops in between. So my axis of symmetry should be going through 1. Okay, again to the side, I'm just going to show the math. 3 plus -1 over 2. That's 2 over 2, which is a 1. And remember, this is your axis of symmetry. So axis of symmetry is 1, which means my vertex, the x value has to be a 1. And let's go ahead and choose the table again. So let's just put 1 in the middle. Turn on table, delete, delete, negative x squared plus 2x plus 3. I need it at 1. 1 is 4. Okay, let's choose a couple points down. 1, 2 is 3. 3 is 0. Let's just do a couple more. 4 is -5. That's fine. Okay, now let's choose higher. 0 is 3. I'm good at matches. -1 is 0. And -2 is -5. So they all match. All right, let's go ahead. Let's see. We said we were finding the vertex, so 1. Remember, this right here is my vertex, and it's the middle of my table. Everything starts repeating. So 1 is 4. Let's label it. 1 is at 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I know 0 is at 3. 1, 2, 3. I already have -1 and -2 is 3, 4, 5. Which means it should look the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are so little, y'all. Okay, this makes a nice, pretty nice U shape as well. So there's my U, my parabola is the fancy word for it. Okay, my range is bottom to top. Do I have a bottom of my function? Will this ever stop? No, it's going to go down. So my range is -infinity to the top. The top is the vertex, and my vertex was 1, 4. So I'm using the 4 because it's the range, and the range always gets the y value. And remember, bracket. Axis symmetry found already over here. X equals 1. My y-intercept I have right here. Y-intercept is 0, 3. And my end behavior, I already know. Remember, it's called the end behavior for a reason. So look at the ends. They're both facing down. So they're both -infinity. Okay, next let's do increase, decrease. So again, let's just redo my axis of symmetry. And we already know it's x equals to 1. Okay, the left side of my graph is always -infinity. The right side is always +infinity because negative numbers, positive numbers. Then let's do increase, decrease. So if we're just looking at this side of the graph, it's going up. So this side is increase. If we're just looking at this side of the graph, it is decreasing, it's going down. So interval of increase is the left side. So remember, we're splitting into left and right side. Remember, this is the left side, and that would be the right side. We're splitting it down the middle. So interval of increase starts on the left side, which is negative infinity, goes to axis of symmetry, 1. Then picks up. Decreasing is the right side, which means 1 to infinity. Okay, if I'm looking at the right side, the infinity has to be on the right. If I'm looking at the left side, the infinity has to be on the left. Okay, last but not least, let's do the average rate of change. So remember, these are x's, so -2 something, 1 something. Are they in the table? Yes, they are. If they're not in your table, then go ahead and just put it into your calculator and find the table. 1 is 4. So again, x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, we're using the same formula as before. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So y2 is 4 minus a -5. 1 minus a -2. That adds, that's 9. That adds, that's 3. So 9 over 3 is 3. So my average rate of change is a 3. Okay, 33. A positive number is 90 less than its square. What is the number? A positive number is, okay, so we're going to let x equal the positive number. A positive number is 90 less than its squared. So whenever you see less than, you always write it backwards. So you write the squared part and then minus 90. Okay, when we're doing this, what is the number we need to solve? Okay, so we need to solve, which means it has to equal 0. So I need to move this x to the other side by subtraction. When I do that, it's 0 equals. None of these are like terms, and you have to make sure it goes highest to lowest. X squared, then the x, then the 90. X squared minus x minus 90. Okay, then I need to factor it. So when I factor it, oh gosh, 90, 1 and 90, 2 and 45, 3 and 30. I don't know the rest of them. Let's use a calculator. So 90 divided by x. 3 and 30, 4 doesn't work. 5 and 18, 6 and 15, 9 and 10. Oh gosh, 9 and 10. I knew that. Y'all, long night. 9 and 10. So, 9 and 10. So this is going to be x9, x10. It's negative, which means the bigger number needs the negative. Oops. Negative, positive. And again, remember, you have to solve it. We haven't solved it. We've only factored it. So this is going to be x equals -9, and this is going to be x equals 10. Well, it tells you a positive number. So x equals 10 is the number we're looking for. X equals -9 is not it.